Happy Monday morning, everybody. Welcome into Undisputed. I'm Jen Hale here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Good morning, gentlemen. Hope you had a fabulous weekend.
Oh, baby bird done made this a series, ain't it, Skip? Oh, baby bird done done it.
Wait, the same baby bird who was 1 of 10 from 3, that guy? The overrated baby sparrow?
Don't do that, Skip.
You know what? All I want to say is that I know this for sure. Jen Hale will not lose control of this show the way the referees lost control of every NBA playoff game I watched over the weekend. What have they done to my game?
Hey, people actually know their names now. You know, when I was growing up and in college and early in my career, they didn't know the names of the referees. They trend now.
Yeah, well, they're infamous. Yeah.
I don't ever lose control, guys. That's part of the secret. All right, let's get started this morning. And we're starting off with a bit more of a serious topic, actually. Some members of Chris Paul's family reportedly harassed and physically contacted by someone in the crowd during the game in Dallas yesterday. That led to the fan being removed from the arena. In a tweet after the game, CP3 alluded to the fan putting hands on his family. The Mavericks acknowledged the incident. They released a statement saying it was unacceptable behavior and it will not be tolerated. Shannon, I thought about you as soon as I heard about this. What is your reaction to all this?
Well, it's very disappointing to see, Skip. I think fans' behavior at sporting events and in general are getting more and more out of hand. Now, I get it, Skip. Sometimes the fans get involved and they try to get in under the player's skin and they maybe get him out of his ball game. But I don't understand how being disrespectful or saying the derogatory language or possibly, I don't know, Skip. More information will come out. Chris Paul said they put his hands on his mom and
this one, it looked like a high school kid.
Mm-hmm. And so fans are getting the behavior, Skip, at sporting events and in general is getting a little bit more unruly. And Chris Paul has every right to be upset. Skip, my grandfather used to say, boy, I bust my ass for this family. He said, but I'll bust somebody else's ass about this family. That's Chris Paul. Chris Paul does everything that he does for his family.
I love your grandfather. I wish your grandfather had raised me.
Yeah, you know, at the time that I was growing up, I can assure you there was a lot of people in his family that didn't feel the same way about him then as they do now.
He's Confucius meets Gandhi.
He had a lot of sayings that I didn't understand them at the time, but as you get older, you understand things. Skip, look, I don't get it. Why would you, that's something, Skip. It's Mother's Day. Of all the days, you say, you know what? Even if you're an unruly fan, you say, you know what? It's Mother's Day. Chris Paul, your mom, your wife, they're gonna get a reprieve. They say, nah, we're gonna have this kind of disrespectful. We're gonna have this kind of unruly behavior. It's just totally unacceptable. Now, Skip, and I saw the kid, the young man, or whatever he was. I saw him being exploited out. Skip, my feeling is, if he's 16, 17, 18 years of age, Skip, we've all said things, done things, not to that, maybe not to that level, but we've probably done things that we look back on like, man, what the hell was I thinking? But I think any event that's being held in that arena, he should be banned for a minimum of 10 years. It's that way he has an opportunity to think about what he's done. But I just don't get it, Skip. I don't get fans going to the game, and sometimes, not all, because, I mean, we love the fans. A lot of what we have been able to accomplish and the fanfare and the fandom that we've received because of the fans. But there are some people that go to the game for this very reason, to be disrespectful, to be unruly. And I just think it's unacceptable. But CP, bro, if you get an opportunity, just put your fans in a suite or just hire security.
I agree.
Because it's just not worth it. Because some people are just blatantly disrespectful. And this behavior was uncalled for. It's not like you're not having an impact on the game because Chris Paul doesn't know this is going on until after the fact.
Until after he had fouled out.
He fouled out, and he sees something going on, and then all of a sudden he's like, okay, what's the commotion? He sees his mom and his wife involved. He's like, well, hold on, that's not good.
And then he sees the kid escorted out, and according to this, Chris yelled at him, I'll see you later, I'll see you later.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, someone's mom on Mother's Day, his wife on Mother's Day, for this kid to have this kind of behavior, at some point in time, you know, I'm not, you know, sometimes, you know, you can raise a kid the right way and he does things and we automatically point back to the parents. And I'm not willing to do that today. This young man, he knew what he was doing was wrong. And he still chose to do that anyway. I don't have a problem with Chris Paul's reaction to what transpired yesterday.
By the way, the young man appeared to have an adult with him. I don't know the relationship, if that was his mother or his aunt, or I have no idea. But it was an adult who was also escorted out with him.
Yeah, there's no possible way my child will ever, but boy, please, I'd have got escorted out of there.
Thank you. By the way, how did you feel in your playing days about your family sitting in stands, especially at away games? Did that ever happen?
No. Most of the time, my mom only went to the games in Denver, or she came to Green Bay, and she normally had on split jerseys, half mine, half my brother's, or she had on my jersey, or she had on my brother's jersey. Fans were normally very, very respectful to my mom. They normally just wanted to take a picture or have her sign autographs. She loved it. But the fans, Skip, the fan behavior is getting more unruly now than I can honestly say that when my family and my girlfriend or my friends attended the ball games.
Yep, I got you. I 1,000% agree with your first point. Fan behavior has been pushed to the edge and often over the edge because they feel like they are empowered to do so, and I'm not sure exactly why.
Because, Skip, you're making millions of dollars. And what do they say? Man, if somebody paid me $20 million, say whatever, do whatever. No, hell no, you can't do whatever.
I think the internet has some fueling of the fire because it empowers kids to feel, in this case, a young guy. He looks high school age. I have no idea, but he looked of that.
He looked very young.
Yes.
He did.
He's wearing a 77 jersey, so I'm assuming he's a Luka nut.
Yes.
Okay, so what do we know about Chris? He turned 37 on Friday. Mother's Day was yesterday. I'm just guessing. I don't know the background of this. We're going to get more into Lil Wayne's tweet about Luka later, and I do know the background of that, but obviously Wayne and Chris Paul are close, but I don't know exactly why he decided, but he may have wanted his family there for his birthday first, game 3, and then game 4.
Yep.
So it made sense. Yeah. Bang, bang. Here we go.
Right.
Okay. If Chris had asked my 2 cents on this, which he would never, but again, my 2 cents is kind of your 2 cents. In the end, I just don't know if I want to risk it.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to sit them behind your bench, that means the next row immediately behind them and slightly elevated above them is a bunch of Mavericks cuckoos who are going to be going berserk over Luka, right?
Yes.
And they're going to be screaming in your ears the whole game for Luka.
Well, Skip, I think the thing is Chris Paul is probably thinking, what I paid for those tickets, the likelihood of somebody in that section,
maybe.
He's probably thinking the higher up I go, the more the unruly.
Well, that's usually the case, but you never know about that.
You never, absolutely.
Okay, so I'm watching Inside the NBA on TNT last night after the game, and I did love what Shaq said about this. If we could hear it, because I'd like to hear your take on this, because I completely agree with this.
A way to prevent that is, listen, we're all from the same place. We all have cousins. When you come into a hostile arena, one of your cousins ain't doing nothing, you got one job to do. Watch my wife, watch my kids, and watch my mama. And if anybody get out of line, you have my permission to touch them up. Point blank, period. Fans don't know how to act sometimes. Things like this happen. We can't expect our wives and our mothers to, be there to enjoy the game and, people bullying them and all that stuff. So.
Okay. So he's just saying you need another family member, maybe a quote unquote cousin, to be your enforcer in the group, just to make sure everything's cool around you. Mm-hmm. And if you do have that person in the midst, it would probably de-escalate the situation.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So I agree with that. And I've said this for years to fans when I meet them at the mall or somewhere out in the street or when we do remote shows. My advice is always, don't even go to the rival stadium wearing your colors.
Yeah.
You can't. It's like
I would never let any of my family member or friends go to the Raiders game because I already know what's going to happen, Skip.
You know what happens? Everybody's going to be having a drink, and they might be having the pregame drink out of the tailgates.
They're already good for the tailgate.
They're good, right?
Yeah.
And that means they're bad.
Yeah.
That means it's going to go wrong. Whatever could go wrong will go wrong.
Yes.
So I don't even like the notion, unless Chris wants to bring his whole family, to your point, and put them up in a luxury box, which may be hard to acquire on the fly because they're taken, and this is a playoff game, right?
Yes.
So it's just high risk. So you either need to actually have somebody in a security detail from your team to watch over them, or you need a family member there, a male family member, just to keep the peace,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay, so I got all the above. It's a sorry situation. The Mavericks look like but from their statement, they're just embarrassed by it.
Right.
But
It should be. That's somebody mom, and you being disrespectful to somebody mom. Hopefully didn't get out of hand and started calling her out of her name and things of that nature. But to shove or to push or somebody shoved her to push, that's unnecessary.
Okay,
But Skip, you know how it goes, Skip.
I know, and here's how this game went. Early on, Luka just flies into DeAndre Ayton, and he wanted a foul,
Right.
and it could have been an offensive foul, and they just decided to no call it.
Right.
And he gets up and he does what he usually does. He's whining and whining, and